Joining us now here at the 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic, a returning champion, of course, to our Cracked Racquets platform, and dare I say it's our quarterly update, checking in on the current world number 81. It's multi-time TCU All-American, our friend Jake Fearnley joining us. Jake, first of all, always good to see your smiling face. Yeah. Talk me through playing Phoenix this week, how it fits in the schedule, why this was the right week, the right event for you.
Obviously kind of coming from Indian Wells, obviously I feel like it's a great week to have a tournament, especially of this caliber, for guys like myself who lost early in Indian Wells to get some practice in before Miami. That was definitely why I wanted to come here, and also heard great things about the tournament. It's an amazing place. We're lucky to be at a country club. They usually take great care of the place, and you can definitely see that this is a popular event and one that players keep wanting to come back to.
I love that. In my first hour here on the grounds, I'm just wandering across the country club. Who do I run into? Luke Swan, who of course, if Swanee's here, it's the place to be this week. But for you, the scheduling piece of it, I mentioned it, 81 in the world now. Do you feel like you have the balance of what you want to do here these next 3 months where, of course, you have no points to defend still? Mm-hmm. Will it be, hey, let's go play tour-level action. Hey, let's try and just rack up as many points as possible. What's that strategy look like for the next 3 months?
I think I want to be playing as much Pro Tour, ATP Tour as possible, to be honest. I mean, it's always good to kind of experience that level, even if maybe a few more losses will come. I still think that those losses can be used in an extremely positive way. And obviously, if there's, I haven't played on clay courts in a long time, so if I need to play some challengers just to get some matches, then of course that's something that I'll do 100%. And as we know, the challenger level is extremely high, and I don't see that it's any necessarily drop down in a way. It's just a way to get some match practice, and if the schedule allows it, then I'll play kind of whatever's available to me, to be honest.
No, and obviously this is a challenger event in name only. It's pretty much entirely top 100 players in the draw. You've had the opportunity to compete with those top 100 now for 4 or 5 months consecutively. I know you've been asked about it, but how revealing is a matchup with a guy like Sasha Zverev as you played in Melbourne to just as a litmus test of where your game is right now? And, what is it when you see someone who's ranked 2 in the world that you think like, okay, that is what he does better than me. That's the next level to get to. What do you learn from an experience like that?
Yeah, I learned so much. Any experience that I'm getting to play guys like him who have been top 10 in the world for 7-8 years even is huge. And I think the biggest takeaways I have is that I can play at that level. I think to play consistently at that level is another thing, but to be able to compete at that level for periods of time gives me a lot of confidence. I think the one thing that I noticed the most was just how level he was throughout the match. I had really high moments, but then also lower moments, whereas he stayed like this pretty much the whole match. And I think that was something that I learned, just how consistent these guys are. They don't do anything that completely blows you away, but it's how consistently they're playing shot point in and point out. And I think that's something that I've learned a lot, especially playing more higher ranked opponents, and obviously to get the opportunity to play the world number 2 is pretty incredible as well.
No, it's a testament to your level that match was as competitive as it was. You mentioned how it's not that far off to what you're seeing match in, match out, even here at an event like Phoenix. Yeah. The serving component of it. I remember listening to your press conference and you made a point to point out, facing a serve like that, that's a little different. Is there any way you feel after seeing something like that you can go about preparing for those types of servers? Is that return of serve something that you say, okay, maybe this has to be an increased point of focus moving forward?
Definitely. Obviously, as we know, serve is the most important shot, and I think return is pretty close second, sure, to be honest, because and it's definitely something that playing Zverev, his serve comes down from such a high angle, comes and bounces so high that it does take a bit of time to get used to, and I was actually surprised that I broke him a couple of times, which was actually gave me a lot of confidence in itself. But everyone serves good on the tour, even at any level. Everyone serves good, especially the tall guys, and you can see those guys any tournament, so to get the reps in on returns practice is always something that I take very seriously, and I practice a lot because it's a part of the game that's becoming increasingly more important because people are serving bigger and bigger. So yeah, huge importance on that.
How does one go about practicing for that sort of return of serve? Is it, hey, coach, stand at the service line? Like, how do you talk about the launch point? Yeah. Unless you find a 6'6" human with a Zverev serve, how do you go about practicing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a 6'4" coach who also has a bit of a big arm.
I like that.
He lifts the weight, so he can hit pretty big.
You don't just call Dom Inglot from the benches.
No, I wish I had that in me, but no, I don't. I just get Juan to kind of stand service line to 3/4 and just bomb serves down, and I have to react. We usually go out of 10. If I don't get 70% or more in, then I buy him a coffee or something like that. And if I get 9 out of 10, then he buys me a coffee. That's usually, we add some incentive to it, so it's usually pretty fun, and it gives, because obviously practicing returns and serves can be a bit tedious, so it adds a little bit of lighthearted and fun component to the practice.
No, that sounds like fun competition, certainly. And for you talk about the belief you get after competing against a guy like that, or having the opportunity now to compete at this level for 6-7 months consecutively. The belief component, I'm sure it helps to have experienced the winning that you have over these last 6-7 months, but has there been a moment yet where it's clicked and you say, you know what, like, my forehand can still be the biggest weapon on the court on any given day, and just going about building that confidence, what has that process been like for you?
Of course, I think it's like the way that I seeing kind of my level right now is that there are different kind of components. There's obviously a big mental component as well, and I think having the confidence to go for my shots and believe that I can still beat these guys playing my game and hitting the same shots that I would maybe do at a lower level is huge. And I was playing Fonseca the other day, and we see the way he plays. I mean, he goes for it, and I think that's the way tennis is going. People are hitting bigger, they're going for their shots, and that's something that I want to do. I want to impose my game and use my strengths, which on my forehand has always been a big strength, and so I want to keep developing that and making it a super strength, and just backing it as much as I can. It's as much mental as it is technique or whatever you want to say. So yeah, just continue to back myself and go for it, and hopefully good things will happen from it.
No, it's a credit to you. And again, this is our quarterly check-in for those of you tuning in. So a rapid-fire assortment of things here at Jake. More pressure, National Indoor Final or Davis Cup for England? Is it similar?
It's comparable. I would definitely say, though, Davis Cup, just purely based on the fact that I was out there alone in front of an away Japanese crowd, playing obviously Nishikori and Nishioka. But no, I mean, it's a different pressure, because although you're playing for a team, you're playing for GB. Indoors, you're playing for your best friends. You don't want to let them down. You're playing for a coach who's given you or coaches that have given you everything for the past 4 or 5 years. So there's pressure, but there's different pressure. But I definitely feel playing my first Davis Cup tops it for sure.
Was there a freshman duty they made you do? What did you have? Because it was time number 1 for you. I know you got your jacket. Did they make you sing in front of the crowd at dinner or anything like that?
I actually got let off pretty nice.
Because you were playing.
Yeah, like, hey, I guess maybe because I was playing. Maybe they know me, I'm a bit shy. Maybe they felt a bit bad. But no, I just had to do a speech in the opening ceremony in front of kind of the organizers. But I mean, I don't think many of them spoke English, so I kind of had a free rein to say whatever I want, which is quite nice. But no, it was good. The team were amazing. The support staff were amazing, and it was an amazing week, and one that I'll never forget for sure. Hopefully many more.
I heard Swanee ghost wrote the speech for you, and you had to pay him a little consulting fee.
Of course. Yeah, always Swanee does everything for me. So,
No, I like to hear that. Well, you mentioned it earlier. Last few questions for you. Clay courts coming up, and I know you still got some hard courts to play here, Miami in the immediate future. Have you allowed yourself any sort of clay court preparation, knowing like, hey, I have not played a lot of clay in the lead up to this clay court season? Was it something you did in December, or is it just going to be a new experience and we'll see how it goes? Yeah,
I think the latter, to be honest. It's going to be a completely new experience. I'll definitely, after Miami, take a couple weeks to practice on it wherever. And I think just trying to prepare my body for it is going to be physical. Obviously, I'm used to getting some cheap points on serve, and that's probably not going to happen as much on the clay. But it's a new challenge, and I've been kind of embracing new challenges since I left college. So again, and I get really excited for that. So I'm really excited to get on the clay courts. It will be new, it will be different, but I'm super excited for it. It's a new kind of stage in my career, as you will. So yeah, I'm very excited.
You a comfortable slider? I feel like you slide a little bit on the hard courts.
I slide a little bit. Yeah, no, I've always liked it. It's just I think not sliding too much. Like I feel like I'll get on a clay court and I'll start sliding everywhere, and then I'll just like be off balance, slow. So no, I'll and my coach is Argentinian, so he's got some practice on the dirt, so he'll know what to do.
No,
the
2 ankle brace move will be enforced very much.
100%.
Yeah, needed, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, again, this week, round 1, James Duckworth.
Yep.
Curious what you know about the matchup, what it's going to take, not just there, but to have the sort of week you want here in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I knew that any opponent that I get in this tournament is going to be an extremely difficult opponent, and obviously James I don't know him too well, but obviously I've watched him play over the years. He's been a consistent top 100 player for so many years now, so I know it's going to be an extremely tough match, but it's why we play the game, is to play tough matches week in, week out, so and to compare my level against these guys. So yeah, I'm really excited for it, and yeah, I know he'll be looking forward to it as well, and he'll bring his A game, and hopefully I can do the same. Yeah,
no, looking forward to that. And certainly my last question for you, just because it would feel like malpractice if I didn't ask, you got to play Fonseca. That's one of the, there was a moment at the end of last season where if you were making your top 10 list of players, he would have been on it, and honestly, you would have been on it. With that said, it's just like, who are the hottest 10 players in the world right now to match up with him? Play 3 sets, get to feel the ground strokes. What'd you take away from the 18-year-old? Is the hype worth it?
Yeah, definitely the hype's worth it. I mean, the stuff he's doing at 18-year-old, and the stuff he was doing when he was 17 was incredible. So yeah, there's definitely the hype around him is definitely justified, and I think the way he hits the ball is only going to get bigger and bigger, and the confidence is only going to grow more and more. So yeah, incredible player. Mindset is incredible, and obviously it was disappointing to lose, but I actually thought I played a good match and kind of let it slip away from me at the end.
For sure.
Kind of just got a little bit too fixed on the future, but no, I'll learn from it, and yeah, it's by no means a bad loss, because he's an incredible player. So, but hopefully I get to play him again. I mean, playing him's always fun. So, looking forward to more matchups in the future.
Is Indian Wells as slow as they say? Like, was it like, oh yes?
Very, very slow. I mean, I don't know if you knew, or you saw the day I played him. Yeah. It was about 20-mile-an-hour winds. The gusts were insane. So it was tough to tennis out there. It was difficult. But yeah, it's slow, bouncy. But yeah, can't complain. It's Indian Wells, tennis paradise. So yeah, it was a great place.
And it's a credit to you that, again, 12 months ago you were getting ready for a road trip to UCF or a road trip to, again, wherever it may be. And now it's here in Phoenix, Miami on the horizon, and your first clay court season ahead. Jake Fearnley, always good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations
Thanks for having
on all
me.
of this success.
Thank you.